Hello and welcome to Do It Like a Dancer Reflections. Being a professional dancer isn't just about dancing, but figuring out how to make it into a life. In these reflections, I share some of the things I've learned and notable experiences along my journey. So today I'm going to take you back about 10 years to how I did everything wrong at a talent competition. Now, honestly, I just didn't know any better. I at 18 years old when this happened, I didn't know anything. So basically, here's what happened. My dad heard about this competition on the radio, that they were auditioning for it, and it sounded really good. It was a week in Orlando, Florida, and they would have lots of agents there, lots of managers. They had great success stories, and it was for actors, models, dancers, singers, and all of this. And so I went to the audition and I did my thing, I improvised, and they were very excited about me. They were very excited about my potential. And because they were excited about me, I was excited about me. I thought, wow, this is gonna be something. It's gonna be a huge opportunity. I'm gonna get something from it, whatever, as usual. But to be honest, I really didn't do it well. I think perhaps if you go into these things and you're very prepared, then maybe they do work. But generally speaking, they sell a lot of really good things, but they don't necessarily tell you the work behind it. So here's what happened. My first mistake was that I did not prepare enough. They had some training offered as part of the program, and I did do some, but the problem was I didn't research. I didn't know who was going to be there. I didn't know what they were looking for. I didn't know the general rules of acting and what you were supposed to do and what they were looking for. I think my biggest mistake is that I did my style, not their style. So, for example, in the dance competition, if I had done my research, I probably would have known that they were looking for jazz dancers, because everybody is looking for jazz, and of course this kind of agent movie making is very looking for either Broadway or kind of movie dancing, which is usually jazz or contemporary jazz. But instead I did my style. So I created a piece that I really loved, but it really had nothing to do with what they were looking for. And so when I presented it, I felt very good about it, but the people who saw it were not interested. When it came to the acting, for example, I had been working with a coach just a tiny little bit, who said to do it differently, and you would stand out if you did it differently. And so I, being 18 years old and awkward, decided that doing it differently was to do this monologue in a Brooklyn accent, which makes no sense. I didn't even think about what they were looking for. I didn't approach it like an actor because I didn't know. And so in the end, it just wasn't interesting. It was perhaps memorable, but not in a good way. And so I think that it was the biggest thing I did wrong was with all of the competitions that I was part of. I didn't know what they were looking for. I didn't research, I didn't prepare, I didn't think about that in the first place. And I think my last mistake was that I thought it was easy. I thought that it was easy to just turn up, be there, and then everything was going to turn out from there. And I think this is something that a lot of people do with these talent competitions, because that's the way they're sold. They're sold is that you come and you do this thing and then you get everything. All your dreams come true. And the truth is, it's just really not that easy. And it never is and never had been. As it turned out, I did, nothing particularly came of this experience. I was there for a week by myself in this giant hotel in Florida as a completely, innocent, confused 18-year-old, which was an experience in itself. And to be honest, at the end of it, I was just very embarrassed. I did get one audition later with an agent company, and I did all the same mistakes basically in the audition. And it was terrible. It was just very embarrassing. I mean, they basically said, stop singing, you're not a singer, you're a dancer. And, the monologue that I did, they were like, yeah, that's not really how monologues are supposed to be done. And anyway, it was very embarrassing. And I was very embarrassed by it for several months afterwards, just because I felt like I should have known better, and I didn't. But in the end, so I did everything wrong, but in the end I did one thing right, and that was that I didn't quit. I took the lessons that it gave to me, I focused on what I do well, which is dance, and I just decided to keep going with that. You know, after the audition that I had, and they said, yeah, definitely you're a dancer, I thought to myself, well, all right, then I'm a dancer. And I decided to just focus on that and move forward with that. And it turned out to be a very good decision. So 10 years later, I can say I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets for going, but I did everything wrong. Have you been to a talent competition like this? And did you do anything right or wrong? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this series, let me know. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and share. And I will be back shortly with a new update of Do It Like a Dancer Reflections in Cambodia, where I spent 3 years finding my way as a recent graduate of a dance major. See you next time. Bye.